So here we are in October. The nights are getting cooler, the sun is setting earlier, and I bet you are thinking about what you need to be doing in your gardens for getting them ready for winter and also thinking ahead to getting them ready for next spring. So here's 4 tips. The first tip is that you want to remove all diseased plant parts from your garden. Put them in the bad compost pile or put them in a brown paper bag that goes to your waste management company. For instance, tomatoes, they will get disease. It's part of the nature of a tomato plant. If it's the first year you grew tomatoes, you say, hey, my tomatoes look great. But unfortunately, in successive years, tomatoes seem to attract fungal spores. So you want to take those out, roots and all. Put them in the bad compost pile, take those away. Some of our perennial plants like peonies get powdery mildew. Again, it is the nature of the plant for it to get powdery mildew. It isn't something you did right or wrong. However, when you're thinking about siting where you're going to put your peonies, put them in a more open area where air can get around them. But that may or may not prevent powdery mildew from coming. But cut those stems down to about 3 to 5 inches above the soil level and put them in the same place you put your diseased tomato parts. I bet a bunch of you put down mulch, and that mulch, after a season of rain and heat, has packed down really hard. So this is the time you need to fluff your mulch to allow water and air to get back into the ground and be part of the soil system that supports your plants. So another tip is leave your seed heads. This is Joe Pye that you are looking at right now, and it will get really fluffy. We just had a rain, but the seed heads get fluffy, and the birds will peck out the seeds during the winter. But what's also amazing is that this fluff is important for their nests later on in spring. And the fluff may fall to the ground and the birds will find that. And right here we also have a daddy longlegs. So that might also be food for a bird that comes by. And lastly, and so importantly, leave the leaves. The leaves are a protective layer during the winter when we get cold. For now, those 4 things: remove diseased plants, fluff your mulch, leave your seed heads for birds, and also the fluff. They'll use that in the spring, and leave the leaves.